You lock your front door. You set a complex passcode. You believe these barriers keep your private life completely secure, but the real answer is far stranger. Your brain is hardwired to trust physical boundaries. Why do you automatically trust a simple wooden door to protect your deepest secrets? The truth is startling. The greatest battles in human history were never won by breaking down doors. They were won by slipping entirely through the cracks. For thousands of years, the survival of entire civilizations depended not on shining swords, but on quiet whispers. You might picture ancient wars as glorious clashes. You imagine massive armies lining up on battlefields. But what if the real wars were completely invisible? Your ancestors mastered deception. They learned to lie. Long before modern intelligence agencies existed, survival meant spotting the invisible knife in the dark. The human brain evolved to detect physical threats. It scans for sharp teeth, but it is notoriously terrible at detecting a well-crafted lie. How do you defend yourself against an enemy you cannot even see? Ancient rulers understood this psychological blind spot perfectly. Dr. Rose Mary Sheldon, an expert in ancient intelligence, discovered that the Roman Empire ran one of the most sophisticated espionage rings in history. Rome did not just conquer with legions, they conquered by knowing exactly what their enemies feared. They intercepted letters and interrogated travelers. They planted rumors that tore rival cities apart from the inside. Information is a weapon. It is extremely lethal. Have you ever spread a piece of gossip just to see what would happen? Your ancestors used that exact same trick. They used it to topple empires. Dr. Adrian Mayer, an historian of ancient warfare, documented how early armies used secret biological tactics to quietly destroy their foes. They poisoned enemy water supplies with toxic plants. It was a brutal form of combat. There were no heroic charges. There was only the sudden collapse of the enemy. Why does the human mind struggle to comprehend unseen dangers? Your brain loves patterns. It relies on logic. If an army openly attacks your walls, you can hear the loud war horns blowing. But secret warfare completely short-circuits your basic cognitive wiring. It breaks the fundamental rules of reality. When an enemy strikes from the shadows, your threat response becomes entirely paralyzed. This makes the victim doubt their own senses. Dr. Richard Wiseman, a psychologist studying human deception, notes that people are most vulnerable when their attention is misdirected. Ancient spies were the original masters of misdirection. They forged alliances that never existed. They left fake battle plans in the mud. Can you imagine making a life or death decision based on a lie? Sun Tzu wrote about this. He understood it perfectly. The ancient Chinese strategist famously declared that all warfare is based entirely on deception. He knew that destroying an enemy's mind was infinitely more efficient than destroying their city walls. Your brain still processes social defeat exactly like physical injury. When you are tricked by someone you trust, your pain receptors literally fire. It physically hurts. Dr. Naomi Eisenberger, a cognitive neuroscientist, proved that social rejection and deception activate the exact same brain regions as physical trauma. Ancient generals weaponized this biological reality. They did not just want to beat their enemies in combat, they wanted to break their spirit through relentless psychological torture. This shaped your world. It changed human society. Every time a civilization fell to a secret plot, human behavior was forced to adapt. Rulers became deeply paranoid. Keeping a secret is an evolutionary survival trait. Your ancestors who could successfully deceive their rivals lived long enough to pass down their genes. The ones who trusted too easily were wiped from the history books. Have you ever felt a sudden flash of intuition that someone was lying to you? That is your ancient survival software. It is a biological echo. It warns you of a time when a single misplaced trust meant certain death. You carry this legacy. It lives inside you. You naturally conceal your true feelings when you walk into a crowded room. You curate your public image to protect your deepest vulnerabilities. You are running a tiny counterintelligence operation every single day of your life. Misdirection and strategic silence are universal behaviors. You are constantly assessing fragile alliances. You are endlessly detecting potential betrayals. The battlefields have changed dramatically, but the human mind remains exactly the same. So tonight, when the sun goes down, remember the unseen world. You lock your front door.